beautiful souls. What is bearing fruit in your life right now? As the year winds down to a close, most of you probably don't know that this spindly looking tree behind me here is a papaya tree. It looks as if, with the yellow leaves and so on, that's natural attrition, because it actually has a group of young papaya, or as we locals call it a lot of times, pawpaw. But that pronunciation came from the African people who could not pronounce the word papaya. I wonder if I can see the fruits because it grows. Yeah, you see? Right there. Right at the top there. In the top left. Well, my left. Yeah. That's the young fruit. So they're gonna grow as huge as you know them to be. Sweeter than you probably know them to be. So, I ask the question again. What's bearing fruit in your life right now? So that's the topic for today. Soul Dancer, the White Dragon here. Because I did something that I've been putting off for so long, again as the year winds down. Just the way I surrendered. Although, good morning, Adrian. Just the way I surrendered, although the ego wants to bring up the anxiety again, because what am I going to do? And how is it going to work, and all these questions? When you surrender, you really do have to trust and have faith that everything is going to work out for your highest good. This is really so essential. Because I really don't know. I'm just trying to see, because it's not very picturesque. Okay. I'll leave my heart popping and fizzling and percolating like this. Yeah. Early morn, I did something that I've been putting off for a while, which was destroying soul contracts between myself and the individuals in the house, through all times, spaces, and dimensions, in the past, present, and future. It was tough. It was hard. I was reluctant to do it, even though I knew that it was time and it was necessary, because I actually saw the contracts in my hand a few weeks ago. And with this particular individual, that's my sister's son, because of the things that he was doing that were just so unacceptable, and are so unacceptable. I just did not understand it. All right, he's clearly, I don't know if it's pathological, but I suspect that the lying has become pathological, because he lies for any reason at a drop of a hat. But the stealing, or as we say down here in the Caribbean, in Trinidad, thiefing, that's the word thief, but we drop the H to make it easier and faster to speak. And the meanness when he doesn't get his way, and consequently the destruction of my property. You know, I have taken to walking around with the things that are important to me in a separate bag, because he's also a sneak. So while I've been observing these things, I realized it was brought to my attention where I saw the contracts in my hand, and every contract was the size of a map, with the contracts written in the separate quadrants. It was fascinating, I've never seen a soul contract like that before. It was different. So I decided it was time, because it's either that or I just destroy him. And I can. It's quite easy, because really I truly am powerful, and it just takes a thought. It just takes a thought on the spiritual level. I am a warrior, what the hell? And I don't feel any regret or any compunction about doing it, that sort of stuff. So I realized that he brought it to a head. He's totally unaware of this, because I'd been asking the question. So Spirit sent him to the fore through his actions, because this all was part of the contract, the soul contract as well. I don't know and didn't understand what the purpose is, and I still don't understand what the purpose is, or what we had to accomplish in this life together that was unfinished in previous lives. But I don't give a shit, because you see, when I've had enough, I've had enough. And this is the next thing too. I understood the reason why I give everyone with whom I interact a very, very long rope. And I never understood that. I'm the oldest sibling, and my brother, 10 years younger, he's the youngest. And we are both like that in this particular instance. We give everybody a very, very long rope. And when it gets to a certain point, they either hang themselves or the rope is cut. Definitively. And in my case, it's on the soul level. So I took care of that. And then the others were brought, because I went to my special place with dragons and my other guides. I still have to do some work on my shadow with my shadow guide, my beautiful, beautiful golden phoenix. I thought that's what I was going to do this morning, but no. So then it came, his mother appeared in the field, and I realized this had to go as well. The contracts for each of them were almost 4, let me see, I don't want to lie, let me measure. Yeah, they were 3 to 4 feet tall, each pile. Can you imagine that? So they were destroyed. And then I cleared the energy cords between us as well. I called in Michael, Archangel Michael, and Gabriel to handle that. And then I did the same with my mother, because our contract also has been completed. All energy cords have been cleared, and it just makes me feel so bereft in a way, for one simple reason, and this is, I'm sharing this to explain to you all how this works and why it's necessary. It's the burden that we carry around from lifetime to lifetime through lifetimes. And we try, we do our best, we bend over backwards, we swallow the shit, we take the abuse in all forms, from lifetime through lifetime through lifetime, to avoid taking action in our best interest for our highest good. But I suspect now that I've done it, that most people they don't ask questions, they don't question themselves, they don't ask why enough. They are totally unaware that this can be done. When this is released, it does leave a space inside of you. The second to last part of this process, because this is a part of the process that's done in the Breakthrough Spa, the second part of this process is to take back your energy, healed and transformed from the individuals. And then you return their energy to them, healed and transformed. So they have another opportunity to progress, to live in a different way with all their energy returned to them. Will it be used? Possibly not, or probably not, but that's irrelevant. And the final part of this is, because like everything else, nature abhors a void. So we want to ensure that it is filled with light. So I was cleansed, cleaned out, everything cleared out, and then I was filled up with light. Do you know, and this is what is interesting, because I've always had problems in my pelvis, which is my seat, which is our seat. And that goes way back to the excruciating, debilitating period pains. Those menstrual cramps. By the time I was 21, I asked many doctors to give me a hysterectomy. And that was the link. It's also probably why, yeah, I don't think I can get pregnant because I've had unprotected sex during my so-called fertile years. Never got pregnant. But I also knew that I wouldn't. And that was long before AIDS and STDs were so rampant, etc., etc., etc. Your girl's been out there, you know. I have been in lust many times. When I cut those cords, when those contracts were destroyed, I felt it in my pelvis. I felt it in my pelvis. Because staying grounded has always been a problem for me. I have always had issues in my pelvis region, the seat of my energy. You know, one ovary, so after I did some energetic work, some energy work, a long process, because as the healer in Switzerland told me, she said she could have done it immediately and told me, but I would not have accepted it. Of course, it was all linked back to my lineage. So this is what I want to share with you. In order, you are the tree. You are the tree. In order to bear fruit, you must ensure that you are in fertile soil. And how do you ensure that you are in fertile soil? First of all, you have to sift. You have to get rid of the rocks. You have to get rid of the pebbles. You have to ensure that the kind of tree that you are has very deep roots to go right down to the center of the earth in order to stand strong and withstand the powerful winds that blow, so that you can bend and sway as life events hit you, shake you, rock you. That way, you will never break. This is what I wanted to share this morning. This process that I did, that I just verbalized, because it will not be so verbalized in the breakthrough session, is how it works. That's what I did for me. I went to my special place. I had the thundering waterfall. Literally thundering in from the top, and just washing me clear in every single cell of my body, straight through everything, all the arteries, capillaries, every single thing, right out through the soles of my feet and into our healing, nurturing Mother Earth. And then the process began. That is the 7 pools process, individual to me, but that's it in general when it's done in one of the 7 pools that's chosen to remove contracts and clear energy cords. It's powerful, it's effective. It isn't usually as quick because mine felt very long, but it literally took like 10 minutes. But you see, you have to be prepared. You have to know what you want to clear. You have to be very, very clear and precise. You have to know it in your being. And then you have to understand, which is why the 7 pools process could take about 30 minutes in the breakthrough spa, because dragon, I always say dragon singular, but it's all of them. You ask questions, they answer you, they send you to places, they guide you because they want to ensure, they already know, but they want to ensure that you know, that you are very conscious of what you are doing, and they are able to answer your questions, guide you, and then complete the process, which is definitive. There is no going back. Not many people are ready to, many are ready to cut energy cords, but believe it or not, despite the very painful interactions and relationships with other human beings that people have, many of them are reluctant to destroy contracts. It's a human thing. I'm not human. I've always known that. I am not human. I act it at times, but I'm very, very well aware that I am not, and I have always known that, which is why I guess I've never been accepted, unless I'm doing something for someone. And when I say never been accepted, I'm talking about my birth family and their friends, because they have friends and relations who are like them. So that comforts them and eases them in their lives. But Hidalgo is a different story. And she always has been. Of course, I'm accepted when I'm doing something for them. But for the rest, and they take this for granted, because I am a workhorse. But this year, and this Christmas, which is my last time here, and I shall never be returning, this is what I was forced to return to deal with. Yeah. Oh, don't you love that? Look! Suddenly, all of the hard bubbles are coming out of my head. Isn't that cool? I love that. Have you all noticed? Have you noticed that, Adrian? Suddenly, all of the hearts are bubbling out of my head. I think that's gorgeous. And you know something? On a final note, I love them all. And this is what love is about, loving and accepting and allowing everyone to be, do, and have whatever they want. I learned this from Abraham Hicks so many years ago. You too, Adrian. And even though I used to say it, I now understand it. So, with all these beautiful hearts just bubbling out, I'm gonna say ciao and have a magnificent day, people. Soul Dancer, the White Dragon, signing out.